Oh, hi. How is everyone doing out there? Mac. So, I've gotten a few new changes. Max snarf. Oh, poor owl. My light, not only is my light finally in, but I got the base for it, and it's up and running, and I can even control it and such. I can't really change any of the different colors on it yet, but we'll get there. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Tonight will be the night of dueling British accents. I'm playing Darkest Dungeon on the other screen. Oh boy. So I'm going to. Here is the unofficial sponsor for this channel, because we do not get any. We don't get any kickbacks whatsoever. I just really like the stuff. Got some Dryad tea tonight. This is Mistress's Vineyard. I'll put that one up there. If it'll catch. It's it's about as blurry as my vision is without my glasses. Yeah, Al, you might recognize this mug. Let's see, what is this one? This is black tea with mango pieces, lime and blackberry leaves, calendula, mallow flowers, papaya, apricot, peach pieces, hibiscus, heather, and rose hips. Oh, it's got such a wonderful, it's just such a wonderful aroma, and make it hot, make it cold, doesn't matter. But we're doing the tea the right way, the British way, because there's some milk in it. Because we have to have our British accents. I don't know if I can float into a Scouse accent right now. I may end up doing that depending upon how this game goes. So let's get to it. If you like Earl Grey tea, you need to try Raven's Library. Ooh. So I've been staring at this. I don't know what's going to happen. All I have done is set the clock to my local time. And of course, like, made sure that this was showing up whenever we started streaming. So, like, it would show up in the source, so. Aw, Al, thank you so much for that Prime subscription. Thank you for making sure that your money to Jeff Bezos does not get wasted. Before we get started, can I just say something? No, you can't. Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 o'clock and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. What are we gonna... Oh. Stop showing me ad screens. Aw, Ferret, thank you so much for that Prime resub. Oh, man. And getting all the subs tonight. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Thank you. Oh man, I've wanted to play this game for a while. Take my welfare Bezos bucks. So, let's see. We've got... All right, I said... Yes, we're going to have the subtitles. Everything should be fine. There's actually... There is an achievement. If you slide every single control to every single value, you get an achievement. They let birds in here. Aww. Oh man, I've been waiting a while for this one.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
Getting some real ISTJ energy.
This job. And Stanley was happy.
Until he wasn't.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Oh no.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Hey, that's not the right time. Recommendations from the Oversight Committee. We don't have a Zoom, so... Oh, I hate Mondays. Of course you do. TPS reports? Yep.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Now, I will say that even though I have played this game before, I'm going to go through some things that I know need to be done in the first bits of the game so we don't miss anything. Oh, wow. That's some Windows 3.1 installation there. Holy moly. I like work. I just hate my boss. Aw. What we got here? How to use help. Ah, I would give anything for a Zoom. Username, access. There's some other stuff that's on there that I can't really read. Who farted? Clearly works for DCSA. Ooh, snap.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sure, let's go through the left. Everyone who's ever read Homestuck, here's your moment. And we're moving on. I think we've had enough office Zooms these last few years, right?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
There's your TPS report. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Marketing Mondays, termination Tuesdays, we're broke Wednesdays. What to do about 432? Don't tell 422 or 432 about my meeting. This box is too small. The pre-review of weekly review. Because it happens at 4 o'clock on Thursday, so we can get ready for the Friday weekly review. This is not the proper table structure. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Right next today's agenda. Reflect. Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Yeah, yes. That's #1 on the list. Another coffee machine. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. Oh, I hate that word. What is 8-bird? That is a past tense bird. Aww. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the papers synergizing guy who moved my desk. All right. Average employee pension plan has fallen. Standard employee salary. Puppy dog salary. Well, puppy dog salary was the last to fall on that report. Cup of please do not steal. This page contains no information. Oh my god. I've forgotten how much of this humor is just, it's so good. Wait, what's on this? This is just, oh, that's just a bunch of numbers. Okay. Bi-quarterly post-review review. And they don't mention anyone by their names. It's all the numbers. What's the slide? This is Portal 2, Half-Life 2 level snark. Oh, we're going to get to the slides. The slides are so good. We need more / less reviews. 402 and 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. With a big net, some sort of child trap. Throw something in the ideas bin. 10, no more bins or trash cans. 20, renaming of the ideas bin. 30, firing of me. Okay. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball slide. Oh, well, all right. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Aw, isn't that nice? Number of slides on this slide. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please, no more charts. Please, I'm begging, stop. The Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your Boss Appreciation Specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. Do you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined towards conflict? Unless you're the kind of person who initiates conflict, why do we hire you? What are your dreams for the future? Less air, pollution, comatose, lunch, mitosis. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less, smile more, do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day with no expectation of promotion, recognition, and don't get fired. Yeah, that's Employee 432 TSP. Thank you so much for the follow. I hope you're enjoying all this. Oh my god. Monetized free to play. Oh, that's real these days, isn't it? Quarterly pie charts. Hi, Stanley. It's one of your coworkers. Oh, that's good. Also, was that a Hamilton reference? Yes, that was definitely a Hamilton reference.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hey, boss! But before we do that... Oh, I can't... There we go. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Extreme bathrooms. There was supposed to be something in here, I thought. Guess not. Maybe it'll be in a... maybe we will see something else happen. The beige pages. It is... They very specifically put the yellow pages symbol, and then they have not pointed to it. Oh, that's so good. Oh my god, people... There are some people that don't know what the yellow pages are. Oh, I just made myself sad. Business time? Oh, dear. Ooh, can I open these doors? Nope. Can't open them.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
And
so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Carte blanche at Mont Blanc? Oh my god. I am the most expensive boss. Sewage Lilies by
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. $2845.
Okay, all right. We'll do it. If I can actually line it up. It's a little hard with the controller.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, what did he do?
Oh boy. I have to sort perler beads one by one, and there's 1,400. That sounds like a bean counting thing. Sorry, I was trying to make an executive joke, and it fell flat.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Yeah, this is where we start to get those Portal 2 vibes.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, there's another way to go here. We'll come back to that.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
This looks like the architect's wet dream.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
104 is fired. 234 is, it's marked out? There's a pirate. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hello. Check that out. Employee 528. That's some red text there. I can't read it. Error. There's an error.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
There's some text that's rotated sideways. There's an employee 000 that doesn't exist. I'm guessing a 601 that was fired.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I mean... Oh, thank you for the posture check. Thank you very much for that.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
There's a lot here. Excuse me. Mind controls idle awaiting input. We got some interesting code up there.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Come on. And then... turn that down just a little bit.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Why is the ancestor talking about office work?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Aww.
Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
See, this looks all
And that
pretty
was
out
all
here.
he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
It's a very big open door.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And then, hey, so we got the first achievement. Now it's time to play everything else.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So, the best way that I know how to go about this.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We start with, like, you could start at the first decision point and discover everything that way. What I like to do is to go to the very last decision that we make and change there. And then we move back, and then we move back. So, we're going to try to go as fast as we can here.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Wait, forgot about this one.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What do people want? Things? Happy feelings? Nah, Violet James, you are fired. Money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Go this way, and then through here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Take care, employee 432. Thanks for stopping by.
And rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
What even is this game? Ah, Al, you missed the intro. So, I mean, it is the Stanley parable. You are Stanley, and you go through and try to leave the game only to find that you were stuck in the game. So you have to discover what else you
Stanley
are
walked
missing.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
We're not going to go through here yet. We have to. The last decision that we made was to turn off the mind control facility. We have to turn it on.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't have a run button. I'm literally
Now
going as
the
fast as I
monitors
can.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
There we go.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Here comes the
Had
elevator.
Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
I don't think I can hit any of these buttons
As the cold reality
either.
of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. We've got some other buttons here that we'll have to come back and deal with. So remember this room. We've got five glowing buttons that we have to get to. That looks like a very massive screen there. Now here, we're gonna turn on the power. Maybe it'll cause us to go back. I don't really remember.
And when at last he found the source of the room... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yep.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Oh dear.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave.
But
If
I
you want to
didn't.
throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going.
Oh.
What all this means. I barely know where to start.
I think the screens are telling me which one I have to turn
You'd like
on.
to know where your co-workers are. A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
Oh shit, I've only got a
Sometimes
minute
when I
left.
type, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
Oh, don't remind me.
I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored
Hint,
ones.
orange
Or maybe this big red
71?
button, or this door. everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley.
Light blue
You're in for quite a
22.
disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
Green
This is not a
2.
challenge,
I don't
it's a
understand.
tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces.
I'm not
Will you
entirely
cling desperately to
sure
your
we
frail life,
have the
or will
right...
you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
I probably should have warned about an epilepsy warning, but I honestly did not remember. So that was creepy. That was creepy as fuck.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. So,
When
at this
Stanley
point,
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
we should go... I honestly don't
Yet
think...
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase,
I don't-
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
The narrator talks so much. I don't think there's anything you can do with the buttons.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Thank you for doing that so quickly. How many endings have you got? Echo, oh my goodness, how have you been? Holy shit, I haven't seen you in a while. You're
Stanley
now
walked
doing the
straight ahead
third
through the large
ending.
door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yep. I mean, we've confronted it a number of times, right? You've had 2 endings working on a third. I haven't missed one. Yeah. we did the full narrator one, and then we just finished the one where you turned on the mind control facility.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh, you got into Foundry. Ooh. I'm so sorry you're having to learn JavaScript, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. Oh, good.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Nature paintings. Oh, there's nothing back here. Yeah, Stanley's computer. Ah, the office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the 2 doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development. The core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. And there's... Pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. And then there's the 2 doors. The set of the 2 open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Oh, man. I forgot about this room. Oh, now we can actually read these. Chart Pro 2.01. Oh my god, that really is Windows 3.1. Solitaire. Employee database. Total employee in database, 604. Total employee in office, 2. 2. There's another employee. Please enter your command. Employees in office. Oh, yeah. Now it's saying 427 and employee 1. Wow. No hints just yet. Excuse me. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Wonderful. Oh, good. The Office. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. But... Alien base, awesome. Your freshly minted inner keyboard nerd. Oh my god. I have fallen down the rabbit hole of keyboard enthusiasts. December 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version of the Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. These are screenshots of the videos we made for the announcement and the game's delay. Yeah, we're going to find out like all the extra stuff that comes along when we get through it. I spilled soup on my nice keyboard like an hour ago. Oh no. What do the lights in the control room do? I really want to know. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection. I have a question for you, sir, and it is, what is your message for today? Yeah, there's a skeleton inside of you. There are more skeletons in this world than humans. Oh no! You have to figure out how to clean Cherry MX Brown switches. Good. You've identified that your board is hot swappable. I would suggest the best thing for you to do would be to get a there is a tool that will open up your switches. And some people even use this to lube the inside of their switches. That might be what you end up having to do. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, then March 2012, and then February 2013. Huh. So he went from an L shape to a U shape with two different kinds of computers, then just one, and more documents and binders. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Devoy, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Much of the environment has changed. The basic layout for this mock-up is still the game. Huh. I've got one of those someplace, and I have a broken board somewhere, so I could just cannibalize them both. I have seen where people would separate their switches and Franken-switch themselves. Of just like, I'm going to take this stem here and this spring, and then put these together so I can get my, we have to remember to go there, and get our, make sure that I can get my RGB going just right. This is the Freedom ending as it existed in beta. One of the desks from an early version of the Countdown ending. You have access to a 3D printer. There's a mechanical keyboard switch opening tool. Ooh. 31 blue. Wow. Okay. That's very interesting. And no, I'm not going to do that, Bird. I'm not going to do it. But that does help. First incarnation of the freedom in the game's alpha. Looks like there's some stuff over there that we need to get to. Yes. The boss's room. The boss's office. And the office clock. And we're back to here. Okay. So. Let's go through here. The lounge. An early version of the underground portion of the game. Narration outtakes. Voice the...
This elevator for sure would get him right back on track to where he was supposed to be. Stanley stood on the snow. Stanley walked over the bridge. Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible to you? When Stanley came to the lift...
a mechanical keyboard switch opening tool. I don't remember us making one. I could be wrong. Like, I have made, oh, what was it? I did end up making a filament cutting tool that cuts in a 45-degree angle, so it's easier to fit into the, into the gear. Let's see. We've gone through that. We've gone through that. Gone through that. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and placed the two endings together instead. Can we... Let's see. I don't think... Aha! This is where we haven't been. Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Ooh, I think I know what that one is. The game is now paused. The escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. The game is now paused. These levers were originally a part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color they had pulled. Huh. What is this? Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the 4th version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. Huh. Couple of buttons in there. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Oh, I remember that. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. We've got some different things showing up here. And this is... Alright, this takes us back to here. Okay. The meeting room. One option, one doorway to maintenance in the lounge to confusion ending. 2 options. The other entrance would be hidden depending on how you entered. 3, 1 option. One doorway to maintenance in the lounge and the original back on track option. And vent. Vent. What about this? Vent. Flow of hallways following the first 2 doors was important to get right since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. Okay, I think we have discovered everything. Okay, Echo, if you're still there, what's the hint, or did I already find it? Forgot how pretty this was. That is a balcony that you cannot get to. Why would you design that? I have nothing for you here, but as for that other employee... I am intrigued by what it meant for there to be another employee.
Oh, look at these 2. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Oh, that's just a... Okay. That's just a wall.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Nope. We're going back. Let me see if I can get... The end is never the end. I love it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
All right, we have done everything that we can think of on that side. So, awaiting input. Ah. Hey, we can start touching these now. Let's go back through here and let's turn some of these.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Like, this is something new. There are no more inputs this time. I love how you can look and like, oh, there's another corridor there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I know where one bit is. And I think it's to the left. But I want us to go to the right this time.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I don't think any of these open. I could be wrong.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Okay, this actually
Yes,
says something.
Really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Ah, it phases out. Okay, what is it about this place? The weeks I've spent here, they feel like mere...
At this point, Stanley's
Something?
obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's
Seconds.
possible that this is why everyone left.
Seconds by... What?
Stanley sat
that's
around
so-
waiting for more dialogue. But when a long
That's hard
time
to
had
read.
passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
5th Annual Subcommittee Meeting of Internal Revenue Analysis for Committees of the Royal Revenue Discussions Club. No girls. Recommendations from the Oversight Committee. Fuel. Oh, boy. Okay. There is... All right. Wait, how much? $1.25. Ugh. And they used to
But
be
at
50
last,
cents.
he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
If we do that, it just puts us right back into where we need to go. But there's also an elevator there. Okay. Which way do we go? Do we take the door on the right, or do we go and grab the elevator that's clearly marked right there? Please go right. Okay. Caution, do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Does that say anything? No. Okay. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, 1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, 5,000. Vent access for trained employees only. Climb at your own risk. Vent? Vent? Where's the vent? We can just Yeetimus ourselves off of here, die, and then start over. This is your first time? Technically, no. I played the original when it first came out, but it was so long ago that I don't remember every single sequence.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger everywhere. Bite our collective quacky butts, narrator. Oh, good, it's this part. Cargo Operator's Manual. Your comprehensive resource for using the cargo lift. No buckets past this point. Do not stand on this side of fence. But I'm standing on this side of the fence. Now, where's a bucket? I need to bring a bucket with me.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
We can't go through that one. Bucket is ultra deluxe content. Bucket is bucket. Bucket.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
And then this one... Nope. Ah, there's the blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
I can't. I'm a silent protagonist.
Take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Do we do it? Or do we go down this door again and just be a real shit? I love how it's just like, okay, we'll put some wood here. Wall, office space C, alternate iteration. A ceiling light. Oh wow, they even took the doorknob off of there.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Huh.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Worldwide leaderboard. Good old Neil is offline. Skid is offline. Oh, man. You know, 21.3% of players skipped the intro sequence. Only the worst 3% players chose the blue door. Stanley 427. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable career. Why not ask some friends for help? Error, friends list empty. Oh, that's so good. 98.9% of players are more attractive than Stanley. A dead rat is objectively ranked. We're going to go through this one again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice.
Thank you so much for the tip. Is this on VR? Maybe?
You've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oh, God.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since
dear,
my
the
game
baby
was so
ending.
awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Thank you so much for being here, Ferret.
Yes, This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, this is so good. Oh, man. Oh, shit!
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
Hey, we
What's
played
our
this on
backstory?
stream.
What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Holy shit. I haven't played this game in a couple of years. I think we did this for, Extra Life. Like, we went through the entirety of Firewatch, and honestly, not one of my best choices for a fundraiser, but it was still very enjoyable. Flame Looker. Isn't that a Pokemon?
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Oh, shit.
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another
This new
game.
GPU of yours is
Preferably
super
something
smooth.
with
Thank you.
walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this.
If he
will be
takes us to
just the
Portal.
thing.
Oh my god, it's
Wonderful.
Rocket
See,
League?
This is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
This
Sam,
is-
If you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball.
He
Oh,
called
what
it sports
fun.
ball.
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must.
Adirondacks.
Stanley, here's
They
the
swim
ball.
around in
Have
lakes and
fun.
make funny noises. Oh shit. That's a very big ball. I'm going faster now. See if we can make it into a goal.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
Are you
Is it
winning,
better
son?
Than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience.
Oh, no.
I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Oops. Oh shit!
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Now we're getting into Portal. Oh, hey, we're on the 5th floor. Now you're getting into my nightmares? Oh, I'm sorry, Echo. I'm not going through that door yet. I've never seen this path. Hey, we're all finding out together. Okay, it looks like I have... Oh, nope, I can go through here. It's down here. Oh. Ever heard of the back rooms? No. Oh, and now we're on the 4th floor again. Ooh. And it's all right there. I just want to... Someone needs to let him know chair rail is supposed to be at 3 feet and not 6 feet. Whoa. Hello. It's chair rail, not hair rail. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
They wanted the office to be extra fancy, so they made there be more wainscoting. And here we are again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. There we go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
The end is the end is the end is the end. Okay. We have more places to go over here.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We'll go this way.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Okay, there's no other...
No, it's to the right, my mistake.
Shit!
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly...
Oh, we have to add
dear,
that command.
Hold on for a minute, please.
I'll take care of that command.
Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay. All right.
No,
good.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Spoiler.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I?
Oh my God, it's Clippy! It's Clippy!
Story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the
That's
top.
so good. I didn't realize that was Clippy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We are turning these computers off on purpose. Fortunately. Wait a minute. Where's the one to tell us that the input was received? Did they take it away?
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Whoa. Hello. The rule that we apply whenever we are playing Legend of Zelda, always go to the left. Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you torture yourself. Oh my God. Oh, that's so good.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
It's
Well, I
garlic.
find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again.
Why
But
would-
it's got to be better than
Why
this.
would they put that
Okay,
there?
let's give it a shot. Why not?
No, don't.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
Whoa.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Stuff's changing. There's decidedly less there. Knowing your city. Before you can possibly know where to begin your new street vending operation, you first have to get to know your city. I'll use Georgetown as an example in this book, but in order to really get the knowledge, it's best to go explore. Oh, Jesus. And now we have a room with no doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Can't even open that one. None of these are opening.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh, God.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, look, the murder basement.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Oh, we're not gonna. Off. Here we go. Hey, Verfel, how you doing? This is your favorite one? Oh, hey, we got a new door open. Now, here's a question. Should we follow the line or should we go back this way? Adventure line is your friend. Trust in the yellow line. Okay, all right. We'll trust in the yellow line. Hey, it's solitaire. But I can move the 3. Just... They did dodge
See?
the boxes.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence.
You can't climb on the wall like that.
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh my God. Don't tell Adventure Time what it can and cannot do. read that. I'm satisfied now exploring music found. Annual reviews, monthly ledgers, corporate imbalances. Oh, this is so good. I gotta turn that down a little bit. Consolidation reports, departmental accounts. Hey, we gotta look over here. Personnel files. Whoa! Is that supposed to happen? That glitched a little bit, didn't it? Employee 432 peer reviews. Wow, that's a lot of reviews. Oh shit, that's a lot of reviews. Financial... Wait a minute. We're back. Wait a minute. Okay, something screwy here. Oh, budget analysis. That's what the other one was. They turned it into an ending.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
You are a fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
To hell with it. I love it. So, we have found that we cannot trust the line.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting.
Is it?
Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms.
Go
Just
home,
don't
line, you're
acknowledge it.
drunk.
We should be fine.
Yep, the line's drunk. You know you shouldn't be driving like that. Okay. Line not drunk, you're drunk. Wait. Did we see where did it? Oh, it went back up there. Okay. Whew.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
It's trying to tell you something like Ghost Rider. Oh, that's good. Okay. We are going to take a bit of a break. Let the narrator think about its life choices, and I'm gonna get another drink, and We'll be back in about... yeah, let's say about 5.5 minutes. So pause for existential crisis. All right. I'll see you in just a bit. Hello, we're back. I had to do a quick look up. I don't know if Big Fat Glock is still in the channel or not. I had to look it up. Stanley Parable is available in VR. It was released in VR. There was a mod, I believe, that came out. This says thanks to the hard work of Rai Kuparda, creator of the Outer Wilds, Firewatch, and other fantastic VR mods. Oh man, can you imagine playing Outer Wilds in VR? Holy shit, that is the quickest way to make me sick. So, I don't want to waste any more time. Let's get back to it.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
One,
and that
two,
in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
The confusion ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Oh my god.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get
Find a bookstore, get bored, and leave?
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Then open a door.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Nonsense philosophy and music.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
Why is there
So
one
I hope
chair?
That's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Soothing lo-fi vuvuzela beats for stream and chill.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Oh my
Perhaps
God.
he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, that's creepy as hell. We're turning that
No
off.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, I don't like that at all. It likes you. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Okay, Maybe if I go to here, will it close that door? Is there a telephone doing here? Ah, I wanted to go in there. Ah. Oh, am I not supposed to go this way, Echo? Do I not go this way? Oh, it is the new stuff. Okay. Right. We haven't really gotten through all of that yet. We need to finish. I promise we will get to the new stuff. We're probably not going to get through all of this tonight. But we do have to, like, I was wondering where this was going to come into play. I thought it was the broom closet, but I think that's a completely separate thing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now, do we still go... Oh, the broom closet is the true end game. I feel like I want to go right again. Because, like, there's something that we didn't get to do when we went right before. Also, for my hydration this go around, I completely forgot to drink this at work, so I'm drinking it now. It's one of the Snapple elements that came back.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. We're going to go this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
We're going to go up there this
I'm
time.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Is this the other person? Uh-oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I like that they use the British plugs there.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
I'm... Thank you for that, Bird.
Look
I
at him there,
appreciate you
pushing
saying
buttons,
so.
doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Please press X to spend time with the boys. Oh my god.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Press X to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
A line.
And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Press Y to tell your kids a story?
It
Oh,
was
God.
such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press Y to tell your wife you love her? Oh my God.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Dark. Oh my God.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
It is very bright. Don't go down there yet.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, so we've done... We went through... We jumped up that way. There's one thing we didn't do. We didn't yeet ourselves. We need to yeet ourselves.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
By the way, we do not condone any acts of unaliving
Stanley
whatsoever.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
But in the case of this game, it is, in fact, a little hilarious.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay, we've done that. We went up that way, we went down that way.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
I
it mean?
think we've
Stanley
missed...
decided to go to the
I
meeting
think we've
room.
missed
Perhaps
one.
he had simply missed a memo.
I think we'll have to actually start the game over and get all of these. Because I don't see the other thing popping up anymore. We haven't gone to the new content yet. There's one thing that we haven't... There's one thing we haven't done yet. Go with me on this one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yes, I
Feeling
think...
a wave of disbelief,
Oh.
Stanley decided to go up to it. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nope. Broom closet. We have to do the broom closet.
There was nothing here.
I don't
no
like
choice
that.
to make,
I don't
no
like that
path
there.
to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Really? You couldn't say fuck all?
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yep.
Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because
Please
nothing
offer
can
some
hurt me here.
explanation I'm genuinely confused.
I can't be hurt.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Do y'all find it concerning? Because I don't.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species.
Now, that is supposed to tell us that the narrator isn't human? Because that's what I'm getting out of that.
Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Nope. Nope. Oh, come on, say something else. I think that's actually it.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Betcha you can!
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay, I think that's it. Ah, we haven't gone this way.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I can't read that one either. We're gonna grab that screenshot.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
I love it.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Digging the music,
Now,
though.
hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
Come on.
It's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Nope. There's
My
a little more
life is
dialogue if you go
normal.
back in on another round. I gotta
am
check that out.
normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
That's a lie.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Stanley died of a heart attack and then woke up
This
again.
is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
Oh my.
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Do they look like
I
this?
am sane. I am
Asking for
in
a friend.
control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh my. Okay. Let's see. What else is there?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's see. So we have to go through it again. We will eventually get to the new content. Don't worry.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
And
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided, oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay. Now
Coming to a
what?
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That poem's different. Hey, there we go. Oh. Indoors monthly. Help, I can't find my cat. Could be indoors. What wallpaper should I put in my kitchen? Time magazine. It's 150. Graphs. How to be a good quarterly percentile. Can you say things without putting them in graphs? No. How to make graphs quickly. Oh man. It's a paper on embezzlement. That looks funny. Hey, bird. Memo. Why are we here? I have a special hidden ending that you may not know about it if you're curious the next time you restart. Okay. Shapes. Lenny Smith talks about this new box. Oh boy. Oh, what's this poor thing? Business strategy. Oh, that's horrible. Those are exceptionally bright papers. Oh, stretch time. Thank you, bird. Thank you for the stretch. Their TPS reports from Chernobyl. This is a very shaky elevator. We're right back where we started. What? Okay, that does absolutely nothing for us. What is that? Oh, it's the same thing. That's a scary sound. Ah, yes, we got the third one. Okay. Whoa. What's that? Whoa. Are hostile takeovers the new biannual percentage? What is...
Here's the door. Just go.
I don't like that sound. Okay. What do we do now?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I mean, we've already gone through that. There was a door. There was a door that was open that we tried, like, I didn't get to fast enough. Like, whenever you turn the mind control facility on and there was a door that was open on the other side, I didn't make it to it fast enough. I wonder if it will just close whenever I'm in close proximity or if I absolutely have to do something. It's the only other thing I could think of.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret
That's
did
where we
this
were
place
before.
hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Bet you can't just, like, go a different way.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Employee Observation Protocol 2C. If despite adherence to Protocol 2A and Protocol 2B, an employee leaves the office during work hours and a system loop has failed, you must terminate. 2D. Please note that employee 452 is a test case. While the need for Protocol 2A may seem unlikely, Protocol 2... Let's see if I can read it there. There we go. Oh, employee 432 is a test case. Procedure 2A to 2C need not apply. In the event of 432 attempting to leave the office, contact supervisor and then contact 432 prize pool. If a monitoring screen fails to initialize, contact maintenance and temporarily switch control over to desk screen. 4A. In the case of a Class 4 event, close system gates and consult with supervisor. 4B. In the case of a Class 3 event, close system gates and consult with supervisor. Prime your consoles for info dump. Are there more of these? Yes, there's more. 1A. If an employee begins exhibiting unscheduled emotions, immediately contact supervisor. 1B. Please note that employee 432 is a test case. Procedure 1A need not apply. 2A. If an employee attempts to leave the office via any non-scheduled means, e.g., window, vehicle, unsafe door, set employee status to default and then back to their previous mode. If attempts to leave persist, contact supervisor. Employee 432 is a test case. Anything else? No. Nope. I'm glad we caught that part.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it?
Still can't believe that's Clippy up there. That's so good.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it?
I don't know if this is the right way to go.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
See if... Oh. I can't get up there. That doesn't open until that. Okay. So this is the door. And it's tied to this. Activate power cells. Okay. That's a big red button. All right, let's go see if we can figure this out. I don't know if we can do it.
And when at last he found the source... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
I stand here and it opens.
Nuclear detonators are set
Let me
to
back up
explode,
just a little.
eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Shit!
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
Okay.
What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
See if I can do this.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
4?
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around
3 attempts
will be
remaining.
even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Oh, that's what it is.
Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley?
Oh dear.
That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me in a retching explosion
I don't know.
of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here.
If
Just
there's
you
something
being
over
blown
here.
to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will
I don't
be
know.
laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
I don't think... I think there is a particular puzzle that I'm not getting there. So...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There we go. I'm gonna check back here. There we
No
are.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
You do that one more time, and then I think something else happens. So let's go back and let's yeet ourselves
When
again,
Stanley
just
came
to
to
see
a
what
set
happens.
of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
Because there's a
lounge
lot of
first,
new
just to
content.
admire it.
I'm hoping
Stanley
I'll be able to
felt
get through it
lightheaded,
all.
butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I think you have to do that in order to, like, in
All
order
of
to
his
get to...
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
this.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, those are the 3.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Where's the last one? I don't think... Trying to think, is there any other computers that we have to do? I think we may have to go through... I think we may have to go through the new content at this point. I don't remember if there's anything else that we need to do with the base game. Done the broom closet twice. I haven't figured out the puzzle at the end. I'm not entirely sure that does have an answer. We've gone through the escape. We've gone through the credits. We've gone through the Rocket League thing. We've gone through the endless hallway. You've got one more? All right, Verfel, I'm calling in a hint. Maybe... Is there a way I can get back in here? I don't think so. I think it closes the second we leave.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, oh. Oh. There we go. Whoa!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one.
I mean...
So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
I have never seen this before. Ah, and this is all this is. And so you have to restart. If you're supposed to tell me that heaven is Candy Crush, I don't want it. Oh God, it's just a series of buttons. Oh my God, you have to turn them all off. Oh Jesus. Oh, holy hell. And they're coming back on. Oh my God, no, no, no. No. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's so bad. The original power washing simulator. And I think that's it. I think that is just, that's that ending. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now we go to the new content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, that's so good.
This sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
It's a jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Yep. We're doing this. See, I remember some of this.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there.
To redo the dictionary.
I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
That didn't age well.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Friend? No. You've killed me before. No. It's a picture of the old entrance.
Stanley, come over here.
No.
In the vent. I want to show you something.
Wait.
Oh,
You don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
Nope, I gotta do it. 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 And we're right back here. I guess that's the way to get back to the original game if you wanted. Coffee nut and a screwdriver? Wow, big loading screen for just that much.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Whoa.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Oh my god.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity.
That's Russian.
Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
2013 when it was released. Indie Box Collector's Edition. Today's best ideas today. Galactic Cafe. Agile performance for an agile business. Deploy high-impact growth strategies. Dynamically streamline human capital. Oh god, there's a lot here. We're gonna take a picture of that. National Geographic. Ah, an audience award. The British Academy of Film and Television Arts awarded to they put Stanley Parable instead of The Last of Us. Oh my god. The Stanley Parable by the narrator. These postcards? Oh, jeez. Huh. Linguists identify 15,000-year-old ultra-conserved words in the Washington Post. Researchers identify 24 words whose sound and meaning have survived the past 15,000 years. 6 components of a great corporate culture. John Coleman, Harvard Business Review. Oh, gee. That's so good. Ah, good times and all the places that we've... all the places that you're supposed to go. Aw. Bits of music from the Stanley Parable. Everyone's got to have the $1. Ah, the demonstration. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. It is impossible to get this achievement. Huh. New, new video game releasing today. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Rutgers goes from scandal to new crisis. Late edition. The New York Times late edition. Today, sunny, hot, humid. Oh my god. Okay, for a second I thought that was the cats. Cats have been fighting. Work in progress. Now this is what I was hearing. Aww.
Je suis dans la mémorisation, seul sur l'abri de l'eau, et je n'attends plus que toi, mon amour. C'est là, dans la mémorisation, où je me remémore les jours où je t'ai rencontré, mon amour.
ModDB
Another
2012.
here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh boy. Hey, there's Portal. Minecraft. What's down here? Memory zone maintenance. Ah, the buttons. Huh. Your number is 29. What is... What are the... Okay, some of these pictures are not making sense, but then what does? People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything, literally anything.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating
Textures.
commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
if I can... The serious room? I don't think I'm able to get up there. But it doesn't look like there's anything in there.
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in
Oh, this
years.
is good.
I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I should be offering more commentary, but I'm just enjoying the experience too much. Aw, and it's raining now. There's a good review there.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I?
Yes.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
You are.
Goodness, this is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
Oh, there's more.
I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
This feels very Half-Life 2 here.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't help. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh, look, it's
And
the...
here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people.
Okay, there's nothing over there.
If people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips. Okay,
I love doing
back,
that.
Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That
There's no
last
door.
one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley,
Now we've got some light over here.
It's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right?
There is a camera there.
Me
I don't know if that
talking,
was there before.
You saying nothing. Would you think that it's exact...
I love cutting him off.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped
Getting
keeping
some
track
artifacts
after a year.
happening here.
Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
No. Huh. Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything happening. Oh.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said...
Okay. Still nothing. Camera's the clock's been dead for a while.
The end is never the end, 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 is
Ah. I think that's new. And we're just stuck here. Just skipping in time. Oh. Well, shit. That sucked. Hey. Hello? Anyone up there? No? Okay. I'll just stand here again. I'll stand here and not say anything for decades. Ooh. Life, finds a way. Was that a bell? Ooh. We now reach the post-apocalyptic era. We are now no longer on the planet. And now the button's broken. And we're tilted. Yeah, I guess that button's not working. And hey! Oh dear. Well, that's, I guess that was the end. We've done it. I think we've done it all. I think we've done it all. I think there might have been a few other things that we didn't do. That would have like led us right back onto the primary loop. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing. Oh boy. Oh. There is one that we haven't done. We're gonna keep right on playing.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content? Hang about.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
There's one that we haven't done that I had to look up what it
There was not a
was.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
The room closet's
Stanley decided to go
closed.
up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase,
Okay.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We have to, let's see. Oh, okay. We have to enter. We have to quickly enter and exit.
Here's the door.
There we go. Let's see. All doors behind you will be open. I think this is the way we go. Nope, we've got to go through the other door again. We've got to go this way. Never done this one before. All of the previous doors will be open. We have to head back to the office. There will be a warning. Aha, the new content is closed. Aha, that door's open. We have to go through this door. You are now leaving. Escape pod bay, floor 760. Never done this before. Okay, just a few more floors to go. This is a little creepy. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a little creeped out by it. Floor 760. Escape pod launch bay. Okay. Warning. Entering the escape pod will initiate a relay that, once triggered, cannot be disabled or paused. Both the narrator and the player must be present in order for the escape pod. Okay. Thanks for sticking around, Verfel. Glad you were here. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What else was there? Let's see. I think... Oh. Oh. Okay, okay. We've got... There's one. Here's another one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
we may
he wanted
have
stop
to...
by the
Let's do this
employee
one,
lounge
and then
first,
let's come
just to
back
admire
next
it.
week and
The
do
lounge was
the
grand,
rest of these,
majestic,
because
perhaps, but eager to
there's
get
some I've
back
never
to
heard of
business,
before, and you don't
Stanley
want to
took the
watch me,
first
like,
open door
trying to
on his
read it and
left.
figure it out. Like, I need to go and familiarize myself with it. So we'll do this one
Stanley
more
was
and
so
then call
bad
it a
at
night.
Following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the
Oh,
but
shoot!
in his eagerness to
Ah. Oh, well. We'll just have to wait for another time. It's fine. I'm not going to go through that again. I'm actually getting kind of tired. So we will have many more endings of the Stanley Parable next week. We also got to go through the new content, but we still have a lot more endings to go through. So big thanks to everyone who came out tonight. To Bird and Owl, Verfel, Ferret. Special thanks to Owl and Ferret for giving those Prime subs. Thanks to Big Fat Glock for the $6.90 tip. That's very nice of you. Thanks to Echo. My God, I haven't seen you in forever. Miss you, friend. Thanks to Employee 432 TSP for showing up and the follow. And I will duck tip. Ducks is for eats. No, duck is not for eats. And I have to go make that other command. So we'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.